Hello and welcome to my epic cookie class. Today we're going to talk about salad dressings, salad dressing tips, and what different kinds of salads you can make. I am going to share a little bit about who I am, how my cooking classes work, and all at the same time checking that everything's working with the video, and then we'll get started on the theme. I hope you can see. Make sure you comment to let me know. And we'll get started in a second as soon as I can tell if everything is working on the technical side. Great. Everything looks fine. So I'm going to get started. My name is Charlotte Habegger and I'm an independent consultant with Habegger. I promote products from a company called Habegger. And I like to show the word because it's easier to understand what I'm talking about. Epicure here. Ooh, there. And what I do is I share recipes with you that are simple, easy, quick, healthy, tasty, most of all that you can inexpensive, and most of all that you can make with what you already have in your home, whether it be in your kitchen, in your pantry, in your refrigerator, or in your cupboard, pantry, everywhere, freezer, what you already have, because it's better for you, better for your mental health and budget, and for the planet to use what we already have and not have to always be thinking of the one ingredient that's missing to make that recipe. I'm also the queen of alternatives, so if there's something you don't have, I am all for substituting for something you do have. And I can find a solution for almost anything, so put me to the test. If there's an ingredient that you're missing to make a recipe, text me, message me, and we'll see if I can find something that you have that can that you can substitute for it. I'm in Quebec, Canada. It's finally sunny, and you can't probably see from my window, but it's finally spring, and well, not quite summery, but for us it's summery. Like, we think it's hot. So I'm excited about that. Going on walks and hikes, and hopefully you can start my product videos that I like to do with you in nature too. But for now, I'm having you in my kitchen for a cooking class, and today is about salad dressings, salad dressing tips. Okay, you may think you know everything there is to know about salad dressings, and it may not sound like the most exciting item to talk about, but I'm excited about it. For one, I grew up in the Caribbean, in Martinique, in the Caribbean, yes. And not only did I grow up in the Caribbean, on a Caribbean island, I grew up way out in the boonies, like my parents used to say. My parents moved there from the U.S. I was born in the Midwest of the U.S., and we moved there when I was a little child, and I grew up there all the way until I was a young adult. And I lived out in the near the tropical forest, and there were all kinds of trees and fruits and vegetables. I'm an avocado fan. We had an avocado tree. We had sugar cane, pineapple in our backyard. What is it called? It's the green lemon, I guess. Lime, the small. They're like lemon, but they're small, and we had those, and they have the prickly thing on them. So anyway, salad dressings in the Caribbean, it's an art. Okay, everybody learns how to do it. So I'm going to talk to you about how I did that, and then I'm also going to share how you can use Epicure products to make dressings, and how you can use anything probably you have in your home to make some dressings. Now, a little warning here, two things. I'm a scientist. I was trained as a scientist, so some of my things can get a little bit intense on the information part. You can skip those if they're not interesting to you, and you can ask me questions if there's more that you do want to know. And the second thing is, I am not a nutritionist or a cooking artist, so I may be giving you really practical, quick, straightforward tips. And at the same time, you may watch another cooking class where they tell you that this kind of oil goes in that kind of recipe in that kind of way, and you don't cook with it. And I am not good at that. That is not my niche. That is not my expertise. Mine is all about using what you have at home for it to be quick, tasty, healthy, inexpensive, and simple. So I love those cooking classes too. Watch them as well if you want to make something, you know, high-end, special, duplicate that extraordinary recipe that you want to do with the exact, you know, ingredients. But that is not what I'm about. So, salad dressings. Tell me, what is your favorite type of salad and your favorite salad dressing? Okay, I'm going to ask you a trick question. You'll give you a surprise. Do you ever eat at Subway? If you're in Canada and the US, you know what Subway is. It's a chain, okay? I have a question for you. If you do order with them, and if you do buy sandwiches with them, what is the salad dressing that you get on your sandwich? And why am I asking? Sometimes we go for food that is comforting for us, and there is nothing wrong with desiring and looking for comfort. I am all for finding comfort, and I don't believe that it cannot be at all through food, okay? So, if you have a favorite salad dressing from Subway or any other chain that we know has, unfortunately, all that sodium and chemicals, and, you know, it's not healthy for us, though we like it because it's comforting, well, if you can actually look at it, that is the one that you like. That's the salad dressing that you prefer. What is it about it that you like? Maybe you can duplicate that more easily than you think, because you don't have to reproduce the whole effect of the whole thing that they sell, like the proprietary recipe, but only the part of it that you like. Is it the creamy texture, or is it, on the other hand, you prefer the more vinegar type salad dressing? Is it the color? Sometimes we like food because of its color and we don't even notice it until we stop to think about it. Is there a comfort food? Or we're talking about dressings, but in general, comfort food that we know is not healthy for us, there's something in it that we like and that we can replicate easily, usually, and duplicate. If we take away the form that it has, it does not have to look the same. An example is meat. I'm vegetarian, going on vegan, though it's not because I don't like the taste. I've grown up with it, we used to have it. I don't really have anything personally that I dislike necessarily about it, but it was a choice. And so if I want to replicate that taste, yeast, isn't it weird that scientifically and physically it's proven, yeast replicates that taste for your taste buds? It does. If you put it in a recipe, unless you're turned off by the taste of the yeast itself, it stimulates the same receptors in your mouth, and it can replace that need, that feeling, that whatever we get it from eating meat. Okay, now let's get back to salad dressings. Hope you answered my questions in the comments. I can't see it right now, so I'll have to check afterwards. In the Caribbean, I'll tell you what we did, and then I'll show you I have a setup here for a couple salad dressing tips. In Martinique, the way we made salad dressing, and I don't know if it's something other people do, is we take let me just get a little bowl here. We take a little bowl and put maybe a teaspoon of mustard, Dijon mustard, or any tasty mustard, like your favorite mustard, and then we'd add the balsamic vinegar to it, mix it up, and then add the oil and whatever herbs, spices, blends that we wanted to put in the salad dressing. They also tended to macerate oil with, for example, the hot peppers. So we had those kinds of sauces too, and you can actually make flavored oils naturally. So we would put the mustard, a little bit of balsamic vinegar, and then the olive oil on top with spices and herbs. So I don't know if people do that elsewhere. I've never really asked or seen it anywhere else. So what I'm going to talk about today is more classic recipes of vinaigrettes or salad dressing. And I wanted to ask you, so with Habegger we have the basic ones too. Like we have that. I'm going to share other tips, but we do have basic recipes like the balsamic vinaigrette salad dressing is a dry mix, okay? And these have no toxic chemicals, low or no sodium. They are not radiated by whatever kind of way they put through stuff that's imported in Canada, at least. I don't know about the US. Like, and gluten-free, so there's no fillers. It's actual just food, right? Just herbs and spices. Sometimes we have dried vegetables. So it's sold in Canada and the US, and what's great about it is it's a dry blend. I've had this one for a long time. It lasts a long time. You can use it as to marinate stuff for barbecues too. You could use it for just directly on vegetables to cook it, but right now I'm going to show you the dressing. We have a dressing recipe on top here, balsamic vinaigrette, and then you see you have a creamy option. Okay, there's garlic and a couple other yummy ingredients in here. So this is an example from Habegger of what you can purchase, and it lasts forever because you only use it says 2 tablespoons, but I usually do half a recipe. So this would be a classic to like replicate a balsamic vinaigrette, the kinds that you might purchase, and with high quality, ethically sourced ingredients. That's the difference. And I'm going to show you how to make that. But before that, I wanted to say, what kind of salads or salad are we making the salad dressing for? Doesn't that matter too? I mean, you might obviously be thinking of a salad with lettuce and tomatoes, cucumbers, like a typical salad. You could add a protein source to it, like tofu cubes with any of the spice blends like I've shared before. I have shared tons of videos on how to prepare tofu. Whether it's for a salad, we could have our crunchy tofu. We could make General Tao tofu, or any kind of tofu preparation. Vegan sausages too. There's all kinds of cheese that we could add to that salad. But there are other kinds of salad as well, like pasta salad. I have a whole video on that, how to make a pasta salad. I also wanted to share that you can do whatever I have left in my refrigerator salad. I love to do those. Whatever I have left in my refrigerator. And you really have to let go of the idea that a salad has to have certain things in it. Like, I have lentil salad. If it's leftover lentils, that was really good. Like, I made lentils with one of our spice blends, and the next day it's left over. I take that, add a couple vegetables. I like it when it's humid, so like, I like when there's something, like I don't like it when it's dry. Dry lentils. So tomatoes, for example, I would add. And let's say I have just mixed vegetables left over. This can be a salad. I could add salad dressing and that's it. I could grate 2 cups of cabbage and carrots, and that's a salad. And add a salad dressing to it, and that's it. What's awesome about salads is you can prepare a bowl in a container that's takeoutable and bring it for your lunch. Even if you work from home, you can prepare a salad, 2 or 3 or 4 different kinds of salads for the week with the same salad dressing, a different salad dressing every single time, and you simply add the salad dressing when it's time to eat. So you could prepare that for the week. Pasta salad, you can also make like a quinoa salad with the grain, like couscous, or so a grain salad, pasta salad, vegetable salad, a bean salad. I think a couple weeks ago is when I did the bean salad one too. That can even be canned beans. If you take canned beans, the simplest ones possible, usually the cheapest too, and a salad dressing I've shared in another recipe, and then that would be healthier than some of the prepared food that you can buy. Of course, if you have vegetables growing out of your garden, I mean, that's for sure, that's the best. What are the kind of salads that I want to share? So bean, pasta, grain, vegetable, and then you have like a theme salad, so you could have a no lettuce salad. So, for example, a Caesar salad too. Caesar salad has specific ingredients in it, and we have a Caesar salad dressing mix. One of the ways I use Habegger's mixes, you can prepare the salad dressing. So the way I do it would be the same way it's written on the jar. So you need oil and vinegar. I'm going to make, I think I'll make the full recipe. Okay, so I'm just going to show you what a typical classical basic salad dressing is, and then you can like add on to it and make it a supreme salad dressing if you want, but you don't have to. It can be basic and simple and quick, and you can keep it in your refrigerator for a week or two, 10 days, and you can even have 3 kinds in your refrigerator at all times and never have to buy any. Better for you, better for your budget, better for the family, for the planet, well, for the family too. So the way I prepare is I use a I don't think we have these right now, but we did before have our a salad dressing curry. So it had the measurements on it, but any jar. I love this one because it had the fennel on it. And so 2 tablespoons of the dressing mix, and I'm just going to move you closer to me. 2 tablespoons of the dressing mix, and I'm so sorry I can't see the comments. I'll have to read them afterwards. I hope there's going to be a whole batch, okay? Because I love, I love connecting with you, right? I did all this because I'm trying to find something because it's stuck to the bottom a little bit. I just hadn't used this one in a while, and sometimes it gets kind of compact. So 2 tablespoons of, I started Habegger because one of the reasons, well, was the income, of course. One of the reasons I wanted to provide for my family, but also I love connecting with people. I love connecting people to things that can help them. So this is one reason. So 2 tablespoons of the mix, and then we need 3/4 cup olive oil and 1/4 cup balsamic vinegar. So then that means we'll have 1 cup of dressing in the end. So it's 2 tablespoons, so a little bit over 1 cup of dressing. So I'm going to use the olive oil. And what I wanted to say is don't feel guilty if you have only vegetable oil. Not the best, maybe for our health. It's not the 100% top best, but it's better than buying processed dressing, salad dressing mixes in the store. I promise, this is better than that, okay? So 3/4 cup, I like to use the prep bowls from Habegger. They have the measurements on it. It's just so practical to measure out and easy to wash too, easy to clean. So 3/4 of a cup olive oil, and then 1/4 vinegar. I like the olive oil, but you could actually use any oil. That's what I wanted to say. Any oil that you like. If you want better tips on oil than the ones I'm giving, there are cooking class artists that give like really good tips about the health properties, what goes with what, and that's just not the purpose of my cooking class. So any oil, 3/4 of a cup. Any vinegar, I'm going to use white vinegar, but balsamic vinegar would probably be tastier. I just want to show how it can be simple. 1/4 cup of the vinegar into my salad dressing. You can see it's super easy with the funnel here. Okay, and that's it. That's a salad dressing. If you don't have a funnel, you just put it in a bowl and maybe with a fork. That's how I used to do it when I was a little girl in the Caribbean. So the fun part, get it all out. Okay, so hope somebody's watching. Okay, otherwise I'm just by myself doing this in the kitchen. Plus I have neighbors going by, so there we go. So that's how you would make 1 cup of dressing. Any oil, any vinegar. We have the blend for balsamic vinaigrette, but you could also use salt, pepper, garlic powder, or garlic cut up like very small pieces, minced garlic. If you have any herbs or favorite spices, you could use those. So that would be the basic vinaigrette that I would suggest. There's a recipe to make it creamy, and what I wanted to add is that the way I do it for myself, when I make my own salad, myself to eat and there's nobody around, perhaps, like I'm just making my own lunch or quick dinner, I would take a bowl of salad, any of the ones that I said earlier, any kind of salad, and I add it directly in the salad. So I take my favorite spice blend, which could be a dressing mix made for that, and I add it on top as well as the oil and vinegar. And in that case, you could almost use any spice blend, which is the next tip I wanted to share. You could use our red garlic, which is like a seasoned salt without salt. You could use that as a salad dressing base if you want to, with a little bit of oil and vinegar. You could also use one of our dip mixes. So this is made to make dips with sour cream and mayonnaise. Lemon dilly. That's all it has in it. Oh, one of the first ones I tasted 15 years ago when I started. There you go. So that's a dressing. It's a dip mix, but there are like 100 uses for our dip mixes, and you know, you can take my word for that. There are 100 uses for our dip mixes. I made an ebook about it if you want to see it. So this you could actually use as a dressing base. So you could put this on your salad, maybe a teaspoon of it on your salad with vinegar and oil, and maybe add some salt and pepper if you want to. So we also have salt and pepper grinders. And what's great about that is, I have to say, if you're buying spices or salt or pepper and it's ground, just be careful, because the suppliers do not have to put all of the ingredients. If there's less than a certain percentage of that ingredient, they do not have to put it on the label. So unfortunately, a lot of the ground spices and blends and salt and pepper have other stuff in there that you don't really want to be eating or putting in your body. So I do recommend, hopefully from Habegger, but if it's not from Habegger, whatever, just make sure that you buy whole pepper, whole salt, and use a grinder, because you know what's in it. It's harder to hide, you know, anything else but pepper when it's actual whole, what is the word for it? Whole pepper. I don't remember what the word is for those grains. So, same for salt. Now, another thing you could use is we have our Better Than Bacon. Mine is almost done because I eat it all. I always eat this in like within a week. I don't tell anybody. So this is Better Than Bacon. Of course, now you can't see because I ate all of it. I should have left you some so you could see it. So Better Than Bacon. Ooh. See, it looks like bacon, and I have to say it tastes like bacon, but it is vegan. Yes, it is. Better Than Bacon. So you can put that on your salad too. One thing I like to make salads exciting, not just for myself, but sometimes for kids too, is you add stuff on top. Like one of my children always put another one I finished. Okay, now where is, uh-oh. Okay, I think you know I have a thing for bacon right now, but we have our cheese, chives, and bacon. How can I show it to you so you can still see it? Okay, there are pieces in there of bacon, cheese, chives, and bacon. This is one that I really, really, really like. What I really like about Habegger's products is that 85%, I think it is, are vegan. So you can cook and bake your favorite recipe, vegan version if you want to. You add the milk of your choice. It can be a plant-based milk, which is not milk, but it's equivalent for your recipes. And forego the cheese or whatever. You can do whatever you want with the Habegger products. I think I'll show you one more, and that'll be it. So we have also, for example, a potato salad. I did not think of saying that earlier, but you can make a potato salad too. One of my favorite things, and I think I've showed you my favorite recipe for potato salad. So we do have a creamy potato salad, but actually, honestly, I use this one for everything. Like, I would use this one for this salad too. Again, I would put like a teaspoon or a tablespoon of the mix, some oil and vinegar, and If I don't know the amounts or the quantities, then I just follow the recipe. I just follow what the recipe says for one of them, and I just substitute for any dressing mix, any spice blend, except if it's spicy, you want to put less, and then olive oil and vinegar for the amount that's on the jar. And I substitute the oil for whichever one I want and have, substitute the vinegar for whatever I have too, and then I even substitute the actual dressing mix for any of my other favorite spice blends. Of course, some do not work. Like if I took sweet onion and added oil and vinegar, even if it's our top favorite in the company product, I don't think that would be a very good dressing. But if you've tried it, let me know. I don't think that would work very well. I mean, if we took one of our sweet blends too, I don't think it would work. Although there is such a thing as sweet and savory dressing mixes, so that could be something to try. I think I've gone through all my tips. I wanted to thank you for being with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you've learned, what you enjoyed, what you'll use, and what you'd like to see in the next cooking class. And remember, you can always book a cooking class with me. That would be the same as this type, well, somewhat. We do one recipe of your choice together, and invite a couple people, and then you benefit from the gift of having some free products, half-price products, and a host special for welcoming a cooking class, whether it's virtual or in person. And I can also always inform you on my what I have learned and earned as a consultant with Epicure, and what it can mean for you if you were to decide to promote healthy eating with Epicure as a consultant like me. I would love to have you join our team. And lastly, we also do fundraisers. So if you have a cause, a family, a project, something that you need to raise funds for, we can do that with Epicure. Just let me know and I'd be happy to help. So take care, and I look forward to seeing you in my next cooking class.